My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of The Final Destination. And this review will have spoilers, so there's your warning. But everybody fucking hates this movie. Like on Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 28% from the critics and a 35% from the audience. On Letterboxd, it has a 2.1, and on IMDb, it has a 5.1. Just everybody thinks this movie is terrible. It's universally agreed to be the worst of the franchise. And I think you are all crazy. What the hell? Like, what the actual hell? This is easily a top 2 Final Destination movie, and I kinda love it. Like, I watched it for the first time a few years ago, and I went in with very low expectations, and I was surprised at just how fun this movie was. And rewatching it, yeah, like this movie is just a blast. So let's begin by talking about the cast. And Bobby Campbell, Chantal Van Sinten, and McKelty Williamson all give perfectly fine, serviceable performances. They're not great, but they do their job well enough. But I want to talk about the direction here because this movie has a giant change in tone. The first three movies have funny moments, but they do take themselves very seriously. This movie doesn't. Like, this movie is purely comedic and it just embraces its stupidity. And this is the tone that I wish every movie in this franchise had. Because it's just so absurd and it's so out there and it it completely delivered. It does. You know the scene in the first movie where the one girl gets hit by the bus? And you know the ending scene of the second movie where the kid blows up? Like, yes, it's dark and bloody, but it's also pretty funny, and that's what this movie feels like. And it can still be pretty brutal and bloody and tense when needed. Like, I do enjoy the opening race car track scene. It's just so bananas and you can't help but enjoy it. The scene where the dude is getting dragged by the truck as Why Can't We Be Friends is playing on the radio is just a hilarious moment. The scene at the beauty salon is great. Like, you never know what direction it's going to go in, and when she gets killed by the walk, it's actually hilarious. It kind of reminds me of the second movie where the one kid has a dentist appointment and then he gets killed on his way out. Similar idea here, but better execution. A mechanic getting killed by a CO2 tank. It's fine. It's probably my least favorite kill here. The pool scene where the guy gets sucked in. Like, it starts off kind of funny, but when he dies, that scene is just horrific and so painfully gross. I think the car wash scene is really stupid, but also tense at the same time, and I really enjoyed that moment. The bathtub in the hospital actually the dumbest scene ever, but it makes me laugh. It's actually really great. I like how the finale of this movie takes place in a mall and a movie theater. I wish more movies would take place in those settings, and I like it when the movie is counting down on the screen and then the theater blows up. That's a great moment. The escalator kill is pretty brutal and had me on edge. And the climax of this movie is actually very tense. Well, he gets his arm nailed to the post and he's trying to save everyone. I really do like the ending of this movie. So, yes, it's funny and it's stupid, but it's bloody and it's disgusting and it's tense when it needs to be. So I still got everything I wanted from this movie. In some ways, it kind of reminds me of Piranha 3D. But speaking of which, I should talk about my biggest negative, and it's the bad CGI and the over-the-top 3D effects. I found these decisions to be distracting. They didn't add to the movie's charm, they actively took away from it, and yeah, it's the one part of this movie that hasn't aged well. Also, there's like lots of racism in this movie, but it's so over the top and so heavy handed that you can't really take it seriously. But, anyways, the Final Destination is a total blast to me. Like, this is what this franchise should be. It is funny, it is stupid, it is bloody and brutal and intense, and it's just a good time. I wish there wasn't so much terrible CGI and 3D effects, but it comes pretty damn close to greatness. So I'm giving The Final Destination a 7.5 out of 10. Okay, have you seen The Final Destination? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin